So we're back with another lease purchase company that will lie to you. We're talking about JDM. So I had originally applied with JDM. I was going to go work for them as a lease purchase. They actually sign you up to rent first, and then you can switch over to lease purchase. I signed up with them. They offered me 90% of my gross. So based off of your time on the road, based off of your experience, and your driving history is what they will give you as a percentage. So they offered me 90% of whatever I grossed. So I was like excited, like, yeah, 90%, that's great, you know. Get over to the company. They give me a truck. I'm hired. Everything's good. And next thing you know, they have no loads. No loads. So I'm sitting in the parking lot. I actually get the truck. I drive over to a Pilot, and I'm sitting in the parking lot. And there was a couple of other JDM drivers that had just got hired there, and we all were talking, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? What you guys doing here? I'm like, oh man, we just been sitting in the parking lot for like 3 days waiting for loads. So I'm like, what? 3 days waiting for loads? Why I didn't get you nothing? And like, they keep saying there's no loads. I'm like, no loads? How? Okay. So I ended up sitting there for about maybe 2 hours. My dispatcher calls me. He's got a load for me. He's got a load going from Chicago to Texas for $1,200. I'm like, no, I'm not taking that. So I was like, you can find something better, maybe. So he calls me with another crazy load with a crazy rate going from Chicago, I think, to like Florida for like $1,400. And I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm all right. So I ended up driving the truck back over to the yard, and literally like the same day they hired me is the same day I quit, because it was just like super ridiculous. They'll give you a pay, but then, you know, based off of fuel and all that, you are not making any money over there. You're not making no money over there. It's just going to be impossible, especially with the rates. And it, you know what I'm starting to learn about these lease purchase companies is you guys got to check their scores. You know, they can't pull off of any load board. They're not pulling off of that load board. They're working with like the worst brokers with the worst load boards. So definitely got to check that out when you're looking at companies. But just a heads up, JDM out of Chicago, no go. No JDM.